discuss, and we are going to do justice to that this evening. So once again, my name is Kelvin, and you're welcome to this evening's presentation or training session. It's actually it's a conversation you're going to have. And the topic for this discussion is what are you selling versus what you are supposed to be selling. Now, this is a very, I must say, the most important question that you have to answer in any venture that you establish, or any venture that you start, any business that you start. You have to answer this question, because ultimately you only make money when you sell something. And if you're a teacher, you are selling your teaching skills. You are selling your time with the children, so that as you sell your time, they go through the motion of learning, passing the exam, and then you get paid a salary at the end of the month. If you're a doctor, you sell your knowledge, you sell your skill of being a medical practitioner, so that people come to you, they pay you for your knowledge, and then you give them medication, they get well, and they come back for review, they pay you again. If you're a carpenter, you produce a bed, you sell the bed, and you get paid. And so every person on the surface of the earth must sell something to earn an income. But the question is, you need to know what you are selling, because what you are selling will determine what kind of strategies you are going to use. For instance, if you sell food item that requires refrigeration, you cannot go and put this food item that requires refrigeration on a tabletop under the sun. That food item is going to get spoiled. And so you want to put that food item in a display fridge, so that people will see the item in the fridge and then buy it and then go and utilize it. And the reason why you have that fridge is because you knew what you were selling. So once you know what you are selling, then you know what things to put in place to help you to make the sale. You know what training, what skills you need to put in place to help you market those products or the item or whatever item they are selling. So that question is very important for you to answer. Now, it is even more important for us because we find ourselves in network marketing, which is an industry that there's a lot of confusion out there. A lot of people are confused about what network marketing is. People who are involved in network marketing are confused about what network marketing is. And so it's no surprise that the so-called prospects that we are supposed to bring into the business are equally confused. If two people from this platform spoke to the same prospect, that prospect will come back and give a different account of whatever this person, the different people told them, because each person is probably selling something different, even though we all belong to the same network marketing company. And that's the reason why we need to know what we are selling, so that we do not confuse our audience, so that we actually maximize what it is that we are trying to get back out of the sale that we are trying to make. And so we're going to get started. I hope you came with your notebooks and your pen. You're going to make some notes, because hey, there's a lot of value to be shared this evening. Well, we are launching right now. Let me start by saying that network marketing is the easiest way. I repeat, network marketing is the easiest way for middle income earners to build wealth. And so if you're on this call and you identify yourself as a middle income earner, then you are in the right place, because network marketing has been shown to be the easiest way for middle income earners to build wealth. And so get serious with it, and I can assure you that you are going to begin your journey towards wealth creation, and it's going to be facilitated by network marketing. So that aside, now, generally speaking, there are two ways to actually create wealth. There are two ways to create wealth, and I hope you are making notes. This is important. You make wealth by creating. That's number one. Number one is by creating, and number two is by transporting. The two are not the same. The two are different. You make wealth by creating or by transporting. Let me shed some light into it on this thing. Let me start with the number two, transporting. Now, if you were to wake up one morning and then you found yourself on the desert with a group of people, and all of them were thirsty, and you happen to have a backpack, and when you open that backpack, there were 10 bottles of water in that backpack. Now, this is the desert, hot sun, no water, and then you happen to have water in your backpack, in your bag that's on your back. How valuable is that water at that particular time, when you are in the midst of people who are thirsty, looking for water in a desert, and you happen to have 10 bottles of water in your backpack at that particular time? How valuable do you think that water is going to be at that particular time? Go ahead and type a response in the comment section. Let me see how whether we are on the same page. How valuable do you think that those 10 bottles of water are going to be in the desert in the midst of thirsty people? I'm not seeing anybody typing anything. Go ahead and type something in the comment section. Let me know if you are in the same page. Great. Enoch says life saving. I agree, life saving. And so at that particular point, the water is a valuable resource for which the people in the desert are probably there's going to be a bidding war as to who gets to buy that water. And so just because you, by some way, somehow manage to transport the water from wherever you came from into the desert, you are going to have a resource that people are going to want to buy, so that they are going to exchange their money for your value and then make you wealthy. And so, I mean, a similar example, if you had the resources to drill oil right now, you are not the one that created the oil. You only discovered the oil. You only found oil reserve on your property. And so you drilled the oil, but if you left that oil on your property, it's useless. It doesn't achieve anything. But once you find a way to transport that oil from where it is to the refinery, then it becomes valuable. The refinery is going to pay you for the oil you are bringing to them, and they're going to refine that oil and turn it into petrol, diesel, pomade, any other thing that comes from the petrochemicals. And then they're also going to sell it. So all that you have done is that you transported the resource from where there was plenty to where there was lack, and then as a result of that transportation, you are getting paid a lot of money. So you build wealth through transportation. In the same way, if you are a farmer and you have fruits on your farm and you leave the fruit on your farm, it doesn't change your life. The fruit will just rot. Maybe your ground will become more fertile, but that's it. But once you find a way to transport the fruits from your farm to the marketplace where the selling is going on, you are going to get wealthy because you are facilitating trade. And so just by transportation, you can build wealth. So that's one way of building wealth. Then the most important one is creation. Now, when you create something, you again build wealth. So for instance, take Facebook. Facebook was non-existent. Mark Zuckerberg created it with his partners. They created the concept of Facebook. They developed that concept from the planning stage, where the blueprint, when it was just a thought, they converted to plans on paper. Then they piloted it. Then it blew up in their class. They expanded it to the school, and now it's global. So they created it, and because they created it, they own it. They have the rights to it. They can do with it whatever they choose they want. Sometimes there are updates to Facebook that you and I think is unnecessary, but hey, it is not your creation, so you really don't have control over it. Somebody else has control over it, and they decide what to do with it. And so you, as a consumer of somebody's intellectual property, most of the time you really don't have a choice as to how or where the direction that intellectual property is going. You only come in and use it. If it doesn't go according to how you want it to go, well, you don't have a choice. And so that is it. When people create stuff, they have a lot more control over the item that they've created. Can you hear me now? Is the sound back? Great, great, great. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Sorry about that. Sometimes technology gets in the way. So basically, in summary, there are two ways of creating wealth. There are two paths to wealth. You either create or you transport. I'm sure that point was clearly made. So let's make progress. Now, so you either create or you transport. Now, how does that relate? How does this relate to our business? I'm going to get to that shortly. But the point is, you have to know which of these two you are trying to do. Having said that, those who create are far wealthier. Or let me put, they are far wealthier than those who transport. That's the number one. But those who transport acquire their wealth faster than those who create. And so it's a delicate balance. It's a balancing act. When you create something, it takes a while for the world to accept what you have created, or for the market to accept what you have created, and then for them to now make it a household name, so that by the time, if your desire for success or your staying power is not strong enough, you probably not survive that wait until the product is accepted. And so many creators end up failing to see their creation through. However, if you are going to transport, I mean, the item is obviously in demand. That's why you are transporting, and so once you're able to transport that item, people are willing to pay for the item you have transported. But eventually, when you compare the wealth of those who created to the wealth of those who transported, the wealth of those who created is far more than those who just transported. And having said that, it also costs a lot more to start a transportation business, in quotes, based on in this discussion that we are having. It costs more to take the transportation path than to take the creation path, but it takes longer on the creation path than it takes on the transportation path. I'm giving you all these pointers so that you understand that when you're making a decision, you are making a decision based on all the information that you have available to you. And so let's bring it back to the discussion. Now, when the value that you are giving, when the value that you are giving to the world, if that value is external to you, then it means that value transfer can happen without your presence. What I mean is, let's go back to our examples. So let's take oil. It is not as if only one person can drill oil or distribute oil. It's not as if Shell can decide that they are the only fuel company operating in Ghana or operating in the world. It's not possible, because Shell did not create the oil. Shell only drilled the oil and refined it. And so they are selling what somebody else has created. In this case, God created the oil. It was found, it's already in the earth. So Shell only drilled the oil. And so what happens is that Total can also now come in and drill the oil somewhere else and also begin to sell, which then means that if Shell should collapse today, Total is still available to sell the oil. So Shell cannot have sole right to oil. In fact, nobody can have sole distributorship on anything that is natural. For instance, let me use myself. I produce yam. I process yam for the market. It is not possible for me to go and say that I am patenting processed yam, because I didn't create yam. So I have no right to go and patent yam and say that nobody else can produce processed yam. It's not possible. Anybody can just go into the farm, dig up yam and process it, and I can do nothing about it, because that value is external to me. However, you cannot just get up and go and create another company called Facebook and start doing what Facebook is already doing, because Facebook is an entity that was created. There was nothing called Facebook until Mark Zuckerberg and his team came up with Facebook. So Facebook is a created entity. So nobody can go and challenge Facebook and or nobody can usurp Facebook and begin to duplicate what Facebook is doing. They will simply be sued for copyright infringement and a whole lot of things that it's not even worth it. Again, this is important information for you to understand. So if the value that you are sharing is external to you, then it means that value can be manifested without your presence. And to bring all this discussion into perspective with respect to our business, this is what I'm saying. Now, many of us join this business and we have access to products, amazing products. Cellgivity is one of the best supplements I have personally used or encountered or read about. It's changed a lot of things for me and my family. And I joined Max because of what Cellgivity did for my mother. So the products are amazing. So when we joined the business, I myself have said that I myself have done it before, where we encourage everybody to sell their products to their customers so that customers can participate in the goodness of these products. And people get stuck in that phase of the business. But remember that value, that longevity, is external to you, which then means that anything that you do with longevity that is not unique to you, anybody else can also do the same thing because you do not hold exclusive rights to longevity. In other words, if a customer wanted longevity today, customer wants longevity today, and the customer came to you and you didn't have longevity to give that customer today, that customer can just go to the next person and acquire longevity for their use without you, so that the value that you are presenting is not unique to you. That value is a value that's external to you. And so if you do not understand this, you are going to build a business solely on that aspect of our network marketing. And when you do that, you are placing a huge limitation on yourself, and that's where the issue comes from. You see, if we look at Max International as an entity, Max International, Nagasawa, Joe Wojcicki, and the team, they have created the product called Cellgivity. So that product Cellgivity is for Max International, is for Nagasawa. It means that you cannot do business. You cannot, in none of us associates can get up and create another product called Cellgivity that is doing the same thing as the original Cellgivity is doing. In fact, you cannot even take the combinations inside Cellgivity and just combine them and call it any other name, because not only does Max International hold the patent to ribosine, they also hold the patent for the 12 products that have been combined in that ratio to create the product called Cellgivity. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Now, if you understand what I'm saying, please type a yes on the platform. Let me know those who are following and those who are not following. If you understand all I'm saying, please type a yes on the platform. If you don't understand what I'm saying, please type a no, so that if I have to go over again, I'll go over, because this is the foundation. We are laying a foundation over what we are going to be discussing. All right, thank you very much for the feedback. So Max International has created Cellgivity, and then we are trying to build a business by transporting that Cellgivity from Max International to the customer. So technically speaking, we can actually build wealth by this transport that we are doing. So we build wealth by selling the product to customers, finding prospects, and all of those things. Very, very important, a very important aspect of the business. However, keep in mind that so long as the value is external to you, so long as the company can still make a sale in your absence, it means that you are dispensable, you are disposable, you are not a necessary, you are not a requirement to the selling of Cellgivity, because whether you are there or you are not there, the Cellgivity will get sold. For instance, this month of September, there are some people on this call right now who did not do their auto ship. I'm looking at them, they know themselves. Yet the company Max International is still going to make a profit for the month of September. Even though you did not do your auto ship, they will still make a profit. Why? Because the business of Max does not depend on you. Maybe your upline business depends on your auto ship, but the business of Max International does not depend on your auto ship, because there are over 1 million Max associates across the world. Yes, there are over 1 million Max associates across the world. Let us even say that worst case scenario, only 20% of them are actively doing the business. That's still well over 200,000 human beings doing Max business, and their auto ship is enough for the company to post a profit. And so once if you are doing this business and you are focused on the wrong end of the sales spectrum, then you are not, you are the only one who is losing in this discussion. The company itself is not losing. You understand? We are all associates of Max International. And so, that's because Max has created value. And we are interested in that value. That's why we have partnered with the company. But if all we do is sell the products, we are not going to build a sustainable income. Now, the emphasis is on sustainable income. Sustainable income, that's what I'm focusing on. It's not just about income, not just about making money, it's about making money in a sustainable manner. When we say sustainable, it means that the income is coming to you month after month after month. And it even gets to a point where you don't even have to do any active work, but the income keeps flowing to you because you have already set the ball rolling, you've already built the framework, and that's what we are talking about, a sustainable business for yourself. Now, and so what do we need to do to remedy this situation? Now, I'm speaking at this point, I'm speaking from experience because I have been there, I've done that, I've been where you are right now. I've seen it for myself, where my business was built on only buying and selling the products. I was recruiting people to come into the business and also join that same thing where they are buying and selling. It works, it works. I'm not kidding, I won't kid you, it works. I mean, I've made a lot of money doing that. But it is not sustainable in the sense that for me to earn the same commission that I made last month, I have to do the same amount of work or even more, which then means that I am not really earning residual income. I'm earning sweat income. Sweat income is where you have to go and sweat for the money. It doesn't matter whether you're earning a 10 Ghana cedis, 100 Ghana cedis, 100,000 Ghana cedis, or 1 million Ghana cedis. So long as you have to be there for the money to be paid to you, it is classified as sweat income. And we don't join network marketing to build sweat income. We join network marketing to build wealth. In other words, we join network marketing to build passive income, to earn money even when we are not there. That's what we say during our presentation. That's what we say during our prospecting. But in reality, none of us is earning money passively because we have to show up to get paid. And so we are still earning sweat income. We don't want to earn sweat income anymore. So we have to learn how to build the business the right way so that we can earn passive income, so that we can literally now go and lie on the beach and get paid. That's where we are gearing towards. And personally, I have set a target that I want to earn $1 million from my network marketing business. And so I'm positioning myself so I can earn $1 million. And the reason why this training is even necessary is that over the past couple of months, I've been studying the top earners in the industry. If you've been following the WhatsApp page, I've been posting a few things every now and then. And at one point, I posted about how some people were earning $2 million a month from network marketing. You know, so I've actually followed the top 10 earners in the industry, and every day I see what they are doing. I check them out, their Instagram posts, their Instagram stories, their Instagram lives, and I see what they are doing. And you realize that they are not selling products. You don't see them physically selling products. No coffee, no health supplement, no cream, nothing. They are not selling products. But they are selling, actively selling every single day. So what are they selling, or how are they going about their selling? And so that's what brings me to this training where we are right now. And at this point, I'm going to tell you that there are two ways to actually improve or mitigate the situation. Now, if you want to hear these two ways, please go ahead and type a Y so I know you are still with me. Type a Y, and in fact, also add one thing that you have learned already in this training. It's been 30 minutes. Type one thing that you've learned in this training already. Let me know if you have been paying attention. So go ahead, type something that you have learned already in this training. 30 minutes of me talking plenty. Just type one thing that you have learned so far before we continue. I'm sure those of you who have been following my mentor, you know where this stance is coming from. If I don't hear, if you don't tell me what you've learned, it means that I'm wasting my time. So we'll just end it here. So please, if you've learned something so far, type something that you have learned so that I'm encouraged to continue. I'm going to just pause here and just wait, you know. Yes, Rudolph says we don't need sweat money anymore. Sweat money is that money you have to be present to earn. That's true. We can make wealth by creating or transport. That's very true. Yes, you make wealth by creating. Yes, the income has to be sustainable. So we need to find out how to make it sustainable. That's very true, Irene. All right, thank you very much for the feedback. It means you have been paying attention. Thank you very much. Okay, you only have control of what you have created. That's true. Money is made faster by distribution, but made heftier by creation. Hey, thank you very much for the brofu. That's from Dr. Edwin. Okay, so thank you for paying attention. That's very, very encouraging. So basically, there are two ways to remedy the situation. And by two ways, I'm talking about remedy the situation of knowing exactly what you are selling and eventually arriving at your destination, the goal that you set for yourself when you started the business in the first place. But let me go back a bit and say that how you are recruited, how you were brought into the business makes a big difference, makes a big deal as to how you are going to proceed in the business. In other words, if the person who brings you into the business recruited you into selling the product, it is going to be very difficult for you to break that cycle unconsciously. What do I mean by unconsciously? I'm trying to say that it is not going to happen automatically that you suddenly wake up one morning and you realize that you are doing the business wrong and you are going to change and do it right. It's not going to happen unconsciously. It's not going to happen automatically. It's going to happen with deliberate effort. It's going to take hard work to change how you are approaching the business. It's going to take dedication. It's going to take learning, and learning is the key word. If you are not ready to learn how to build the business right, you are better off exiting the call now so that I can continue what you are used to. Because hey, I'm not here to force anybody to do anything. I'm just here to show you that there's a better way about doing this business so that I can get the results that we are looking for faster and a much more sustainable way. You understand? So there are two ways of getting things done. Now, the first way, I've actually described that first way already. The first way is to build a large sales force. Now, what does Max International have that you don't have at this point? And the answer is very simple. Max International has a large sales force. I mentioned that there are over 1 million Max associates currently in the business. Max International has 1 million human beings working for her. What that means is that each person as a unit is not that important in the grand scheme of things, because they have 1 million people ready to do the business on their behalf. And so all Max has to do is to keep creating their value and keep making sure that the value is made available so that the 1 million people who are ready to sell to sell Max's value have products to go out and sell. And any product that is sold, Max International gets paid. Every single box or bottle of product that is sold anywhere in the world, Max International gets paid, because Max has been able to multiply their creation and fill the earth with their creation. You know, when God created Adam, he said, be fruitful, multiply, fill the earth, subdue it. Max International also created their product. They were fruitful in creating that product. They multiplied that product. They filled the earth with that product, and gradually they are subduing the earth with their value. So Max International is subduing the earth with their value because they've gone through the processes. They were fruitful. They created the product. They multiplied that product. They are currently in over 20 countries, and they are filling the earth with the products. And the more you fill the earth, the more the earth begins to recognize that indeed what you have is good. And so that's why more people in the world are scrambling for CellGVT. More countries are coming on because the CellGVT is a great product. So Max has a large sales force. You don't have a large sales force. So what that means is that if you yourself don't sell products, you don't get paid. If your 1 or 2 downlines don't sell products, you don't get paid. And so to remedy this situation, you must go out there and recruit people into your sales team and have a large sales force, so that when your sales force can match Max's sales force, it means that when products are sold, you get paid. Imagine if 50% of the Max International team was on your legs, left and right. It means that at least 1 out of every 2 boxes of surgery that is sold in the world is coming through your organization. Now that's a lot of money right there. So you are matching Max International in terms of capacity. But there's a problem with this approach. The problem with this approach is that obviously it is not possible for you at this moment to have 50% of Max associates in your organization. It's not likely to happen right now. And even if it were to happen, because the value is still external to you, it means that you do not have a hold on product supply. So when there's a shortage, it affects the confidence of your team, because they are depending on product sales to get their money. So if there's no product to sell, then it means that there's no money to be made. And we've seen this thing happen in real life. Whenever there's a product shortage, some of your teammates quit. Now, if you have ever had a teammate quit on you because of product shortage, please type me in the comment section. Let me see if I'm the only one. And for this, I'm going to type the first me, because I have personally had teammates quit because of product shortages. In fact, I have had countries close down. I mean, countries that were under me closed down because product supply could not be guaranteed. So I have lost significant volume because product supply was not a guarantee. So yes, I have experienced that myself. So that's the number one reason why it's not likely for you to be able to achieve this option one. The second reason why this option one is not likely to happen is that because your team is heavily dependent on the product sales, anytime there's a change in price, especially an upward adjustment in price, it's going to affect your team. And again, you're going to lose teammates. So again, if you have lost teammates because of a price increase or a price increase, go ahead and type me times 2, me x2 in the comment section. Let me see if if I'm the only one who has lost teammates because of what's it called, price changes. So for these two reasons and these two reasons alone, it is not good enough to focus on just building a large sales team, because the sales team will be so dependent on the product that any slight any issue that affects product supply, whether it be a COVID that disrupts the shipping lines and causes delay in shipping products, or causes disruption in the factory that people cannot work because of lockdown, anything that affects product supply will result in your team momentum slowing dramatically. And so we cannot depend on that. We cannot depend on that at all. Which brings me to option number 2. Now, if you want to hear option number 2, please go ahead and drop an emoji on the platform. Let's get excited, because this is where the life changing is going to happen. If you're excited about hearing option number 2, I better drop some emojis on the comment page. Let's see who is still with me. Dr. Edwin, I see you, but I want to see the others as well. If you are here and you are interested in hearing option number 2, drop some emojis, drop something on the page. Let's see. I only have 4 people commenting. That means that I'm going to talk to only 4 people. Okay, now the rest are waking up. Thank you very much. And bye, all the way from Kenya. Good to have you join us, boss. Oba Mary, Prince Jemfi. Keep it coming. Crystal, keep it coming. Let me know who is awake and who is sleeping. Vincent, good. Who else? Ebenezer, good to have you here as well. I need more. Enoch, Justine, Mariam, Eve. Great. There are people who are on the call who haven't said anything. I'm about to remove them. So if you don't want to be removed, please drop something. Anthony, good. Richard, lovely. Richard, it's been a while. Regina, great. Okay, all right. Now let's go on. So option number 2, and this is what I found after studying the highest earners over the past couple of months. This is actually what I found, and it's really an open secret. I'm sure you're expecting some wild things, something to blow your mind, but hey, I realized that the secret has been in front of us all this while. It's been available to us all this while. In fact, we've spoken about it all this while. The only reason why it is not being practiced is because we thought it was too simple. We thought it was too easy. Because everybody was talking about it, we thought it began to sound like a cliche. So we sort of pushed it in the background, or we dabbled in it small, and then we just let it go, Well, the number 2 reason, the thing that the top earners are actually doing, the thing that they're actually selling, that is earning them millions of dollars, is this and this one only. Sell yourself. That's it. Sell yourself. Sell yourself. You don't sell products. You're not a drug peddler. You sell yourself. Network marketing is personal development that comes with a paycheck. You've heard this before. You've said this before, but how come you haven't practiced this yet? Network marketing pays you for the value that you are giving, the value that you are bringing out. And so, how much value are you bringing? Are you producing? If you are not happy with the income you are getting, it means that the value you are producing is not good enough. And so you have to dig deep, learn more, build yourself, and then give off more value. Because the more value you give, the more returns you make. And that is what network marketing is all about. Make yourself valuable. Make yourself as valuable as Max International is also making themselves valuable. And as you match your value and Max value, it gets to a point where the company now even becomes dependent on you, because as it is now, you are dependent on the company, and that is an abomination. That is unacceptable. It should be the other way around. Do you think that, or let me put it this way, do you think a company like IML would stand to let David Emonitier leave? No, because the value that David Emonitier is bringing to that company is big value. So they are not going to just watch him leave. They will do whatever it takes to keep him there. Do you think that if Tommy Wellington said that she was leaving her company right now, the company will sit down and let her go? No, they will do whatever it takes to keep her grounded, because she brings in more value than she's more valuable to them. You understand? And so at this point, if there are people in Max right now that when those guys say they are leaving, the company will literally beg them to stay. But you and I, if we say we are leaving Max right now, will anybody beg us to stay? Well, maybe our upline will beg us to stay, but even the upline, who is he himself is he or she herself is even struggling. So who cares about her? She's a nobody. He's a nobody. You understand? Our value. The company Max International should be able to leverage on our value, not the other way around. Now, what we see that we are rather leveraging on the company Max International. It should not be the case. The company needs to leverage on our experience. The company should be able to go to Nigeria and say that we are here because Dr. Kelvin is our associate, and he has booked an appointment for me to come and do this and that. Or they will say that they'll go to South Africa and say that Irene asked us to come and see the president of the South African Food and Drugs Authority, because Irene is a valuable person in the organization, so that the company is leveraging on Irene. That's what we are talking about. And so we need to position ourselves such that the company leverages on us, not the other way around. We need to have an organization that does not even depend on the company. We build independent of the company. That is where the real money is. So that when our value is here and Max's value is here, Max has no choice than to give money in lieu of our value. Because value, when you how do I put it? When you give up value, that value you're giving off, it's converted to money, and that money will come to you in equal measure of the value that you gave out. You understand? So that so value will move from you, go and become cash, and that cash will return to you. You see, but if the value you are giving off is somebody else's value, if the value you are giving off is Max International's product already, it means that value didn't belong to you in the first place. That value belonged to Max. And so it is no surprise that the money is going back to Max International. You have sold a lot of products this month. You sold a lot of products this year. But can you tell me that you are happy or you are proud with the returns that you are making from your business in this year, 2021? So when you go and you tell your prospect that he or she can make more money here at Max International, are you being truthful to your prospect? No, because in fact, you yourself are not happy with the returns you are making in spite of the effort you are putting in. This is because all your effort is being channeled into the wrong value. You understand? So selling is important. Selling products is important, but you must remember that selling products is just transporting Max International's value to the customer. What about you? So if there was no longevity in the discussion, would your team still stick with you? What do you give your team that makes it all worthwhile for them to stay engaged with you? So that if there were no products, are your teammates still getting enough value from you to want to stay connected to you? Are you giving enough value to your teammates for them to stay with you even though prices have gone up? In other words, are they with you or they are with Max? Remember that when we do training, we say that they join you before they join Max. That's what we say, but is that how we are building our business? Are our teammates actually joining us before they join Max? Not likely. Most of our teammates are joining Max before they even join us, because they come into the business and straight away they are looking for customers for their product. Most of us on this call, most of our teammates are doing auto ship only because they have sold their previous product. So that is not network marketing. If your business is such that your teammates only do auto ship when they sold their previous product, it means that they are not deriving significant value from you. And that is why we need to reorient ourselves. It starts with us. We need to reorient ourselves first, and then we can leverage on that and recruit the right people into the organization. We leverage on that and recruit the right people into the organization. And when I say right people, I'm talking about people who are wealth oriented, people who are coming into the business with a wealth creation agenda. Wealth creation agenda. Now, if you have a wealth creation agenda, you are not so focused on the product itself, because you know that the value must come from you. And so the product is just a vehicle. The product is just a vehicle to help you get to your destination. Once you realize that the product is just a vehicle to help you get to your destination, then you understand that the destination is more important than the vehicle. Because if the vehicle is not working, you literally simply change the vehicle. If you realize that product sales is not helping you, you change the vehicle. What's the other vehicle that you can jump on? And that vehicle is very simple: the personal development vehicle. The knowledge-based industry alone by itself is projected that by the year 2030, the knowledge industry will be generating $1 billion every single day. Now, I know some of you may not understand what I'm saying, but think about it. The knowledge industry is being projected to generate $1 billion every single day. Now, who are the generals in the knowledge industry today? I'm sure if I mention the first two people, the rest of them will make sense to you. But if you know the generals in the knowledge industry, please go ahead and type any name that comes to mind in the knowledge industry. Type it on the platform. Let me give you some 10 seconds to see if you are following me where I'm going. If you know any of the generals in the knowledge industry, please type their name in the comment section right now. Let's see if we are on the same page. Someone says Ugo. All right. Anybody else? Okay, everybody is saying Ugo, but Ugo is not a general in the knowledge industry, at least not yet. He is my mentor, but he's not a general. He's not a general in the knowledge industry yet. So who are the generals in the Maxwell? John C. Maxwell he's right there in the knowledge industry. Who else? Now that somebody has mentioned it, now let's see if you remember the name. Jim Rohn, but Jim Rohn is dead. So let's stick with those who are alive. Eric Worre. Okay, keep it coming. Who are the generals in the knowledge industry? Bob Proctor. Okay, keep it coming. It's coming too slow. Grant Cardone. Good. Keep it coming. There are more generals in the knowledge industry. And I'll make a point after that we've listed some of the generals. So Grant Cardone, Bob Proctor, Eric Worre, Brian Tracy. Somebody mentioned that Dale Carnegie. Keep it coming. There are more of the generals. John C. Maxwell, yeah. Lisa Nicholas, keep it coming. Les Brown, Dan Locke. Almost every name that has been put on the page right now are already multimillionaires. Almost every name, at least the names I recognize, they are all multimillionaires. Well, Ubon King is dead, so he doesn't count in quotes. let's stick to those who are alive right now. But as I was saying, almost every name that has been mentioned is already a multimillionaire in an industry that is not yet where it's supposed to be. And it's been projected that by the year 2030, it will be generating $1 billion, that's a B, $1 billion US every single day. Now, almost 80% of the names that have been stated over here had their beginnings where? Where did they have their beginnings? Now, I hope I'm making a connection for you. Where did these people have their beginnings? Which industry did they have their beginnings in? Where did they have their training in how to become knowledgepreneurs? MLM. And what industry are we in right now? What industry do we find ourselves in right now? Again, MLM. So you find yourself in an industry called MLM. All those multimillionaires we just mentioned had their beginnings also in MLM. The difference is that they learned how to build this business the right way. And as they added value to themselves, they realized that their life was following a certain path, and then eventually they landed in the knowledgepreneurship space. The knowledgepreneurship space, that's where they landed eventually. And now they are earning millions and millions of dollars every single month regularly, even when they don't do anything, because their videos and their podcasts are still being sold and broadcast, and so they're earning money passively from a source, from a stream that spilled over because they committed to doing MLM the right way, which means that there is a wrong way to build MLM. And so if you focus on building MLM the wrong way, you will struggle, you will push, you will make effort, but you will never achieve the goals you set for yourself, because you are following the wrong path, you are using the wrong vehicle. And because you don't know your destination, the vehicle is taking you all over the place. And factors that should not make a difference, factors that should not matter, have become the centerpiece of your team. So that when product price increases, it affects everything in your team. It affects everything in our team. And everybody blames you because you are the so-called leader. Meanwhile, you are just a nobody, because the company is still getting their profit in spite of you and your team. You understand? And so the point I'm making is that we are here now. It is our responsibility to learn the business the right way, because when we add value to ourselves, the company is going to give us the respect that we deserve, because we actually bring in significant value to them. They are getting some of the value that we have. Like, we are allowing them to enjoy some of the value that we have, so that they can also pay their bills. Because once you are valuable, Charlie, value is endless. When it's not as if the wealth in the world will ever get finished, because as the wealth is accumulating, more wealth is also coming on board. Who knew that in the year 2018, right? Who knew that Jeff Bezos would become a centi billionaire? Nobody thought it was going to happen, because nobody had actually achieved centi billionaire status. But Jeff Bezos broke that 4-minute barrier. And guess what? Today, there are about 6 or so billionaires who have also crossed the 100 billion mark. One person crossed it. Now 6 people have crossed it. More people are going to cross it, because the wealth of the wealth will keep growing. So long as your value grows, your wealth will grow. And as your wealth grows, no one will tell you that the next step is to teach others, because it's part of the progression. Once you are successful, people will come to you, whether you like it or not. You will teach. And as you teach, as you give off more value, guess what? More returns will come to you. And it all started because you committed to learning the network marketing business the right way. And one thing I also found, it does not matter which industry you are coming from, or no, it does not matter which industry you came from to join network marketing. You can still leverage on all your experiences, so that I can be a doctor and I do network marketing and I'm successful, and I can still enter the knowledgepreneurship space and still earn a decent income with my medical background, coupled with my network marketing experience and my network marketing knowledge and the personal development I've acquired. You can be a lawyer and you come into network marketing, and then you add value to yourself, and with your law background, you can enter the knowledgepreneurship space and impact lives in the same way a doctor would, or even more. You can be a salesperson and then enter network marketing, add value to yourself, enter the knowledgepreneurship space, and then impact lives. The point I'm making is that your background is not important. In fact, your background gives you a unique opportunity to develop yourself and become something that is missing in the knowledgepreneurship space. And that's the beauty of it. When you enter the knowledgepreneurship space, the potential is endless. And that is where where successful network marketers are going. All the highest earning network marketers are teachers. When I say teacher, I don't mean their profession is teaching. No, I'm saying that what they are doing is teaching. They are selling their knowledge. That's all they are doing. They are not selling physical products. Yes, even though they do so, if you check their stories, you realize that every now and then they put something about the product or the company, but that's only about 10% of the information. 80%, 90% of the time, they don't talk about the company, they don't talk about the product, they talk about them, they talk about the value that they are bringing. So they are selling themselves. So it's up to you to take what I'm saying, go and add research and add on to that knowledge and make it yours, and then begin to plan your life where you are going. Because once you know the destination, once you know where you are going, then you immediately know which car is not going to take you there. You immediately know which kind of vehicle you need to get you to your destination. So it begins with you having a destination in mind. And so I'm challenging you to take this evening and decide where you are going. It's because the first requirement for success is a desire, a definite desire. You must have a definite desire, because if you don't have a definite desire, it will be very difficult for the world, for God, for the universe to align for you to achieve anything. If you come and tell me that I want to make money, I want to be rich, you haven't said anything. But if you tell me that I want $100,000 by the end of 2023, that is a definite desire. And because of that definite desire you have, you're going to channel all your energy into achieving that definite desire. One, it is measurable, so that you can actually tell, okay, I want 100,000, now I've got only 20,000, so I need to work some more so I can increase it to this level. So the desire must be definite. And when the desire is definite, you're going to now add faith to it. You're going to now make a confession every morning you wake up. I aspire to get $100,000 by December 2023. And everything I'm going to do today is going to get me closer to that target. And as you keep making this proclamation, as you keep making this proclamation every morning, guess what? Your faith is going to increase, because faith comes by hearing, not by thinking. Faith comes by hearing. So what are you telling yourself every morning? Every morning you wake up, you must tell yourself the destination. Yes, remind yourself the destination. You must say it out loud, because if you don't say it out loud, it's not the world that God is not going to hear it. God is not going to hear it. God will not read your mind and act. No, He wants you to confess it. Then it will be made manifest. So if you are not confessing your vision, it's not likely to happen. And as you keep confessing it, your faith keeps going up. Guess what? You are going to your subconscious is going to grab the concept and make it a reality. So that suddenly you are making connections. Things are like people are coming your way and offering support when you didn't even know they existed. Like the kind of support you're receiving, suddenly people are going to call you and ask you about your opportunities. Hey, are you still with that Max International? Then you guess what? You're going to say, oh, yes, but you realize that, but you're not going to now talk about product, because it's not about a product. Because if it was just about a product, the person can easily walk into any pharmacy and buy LGBT. It is you are the differentiator. You make the difference. So the people must join you, and they will only join you if you have value if you are of value to them. If you are not of value to them, they will not join. They will join Max, which then means that any change in a product, they will move to the next best thing. So thank you, Dr. Edwin. The question again is, what are you selling? So let's take this evening and sit down and think through all that we've had, so that we can come back tomorrow. Tomorrow is a new month. I intentionally put this training at this time, because I know that the yesterday is gone, but tomorrow is coming. And tomorrow is going to be, we can make tomorrow the tomorrow that we actually want to have, because we have the power. We have the power, we have the desire, and our faith is going to increase to make that desire a reality. My target is $1 million in the next 5 years, and it's going to happen. I have it on my board right now as I'm talking. Maybe before we end this call, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Every morning I wake up, I sit at my desk, I look at that target, and I proclaim it to myself, because the more I hear it, the more it sounds real, the more it sounds achievable, the more I'm fired up to go and make it happen. And when it eventually happens, because of the process that I went through, I can teach the process, because that's what the results. You can make $1 million anyway. You can even go and win a bet and get $1 million. But can you teach that process? If you can't teach that process, it means that the result is not repeatable. The result is not reproducible. And it's a useless thing, because I don't want to earn $1 million once. I want to earn $1 million every single month. I'll show it to you before we finish this thing. But at this point, I've finished the reason why I got to here this evening. If you have any question, please go ahead and type in the comment section. If you don't have any question too, then thank you very much for being here. I'm just going to show you my vision thing that I spoke about quickly, and then we'll call it an evening. But whilst I do that, if you have any question, please go do post it on the platform so I can address it quickly. How do I flip? Okay, so I told you, every morning I sit at my desk. That's what I look at. I look over there and I proclaim it to myself, $1 million a month, and it's going to happen. it is going to happen. This is actually the abridged version. I also have the long version here, but that one. So every morning I wake up, I sit here, and you can see the date is right there. 1st September 2026. $1 million. It's right there. This is the long version. And that's the short version. I inspire myself every morning when I wake up, and I know that's going to happen because that is what I believe. And as the more I speak it to myself, the more likely it is that it's going to happen. So thank you very much for being part of this evening's presentation. I'm happy that you decided to spend your Thursday night with me. It's going to be amazing. I mean, I'm not even going to say anything else. It's just going to be amazing. Once again, my name is Kelvin, and I'm happy